Hi, YC. For this product demo for TeeRead, we are going to put ourselves in the shoes of Trini, a second grade teacher that, like most teachers, have over half of her students not read proficiently. Trini knows that to really help her students, she needs to listen to their students reading aloud at least once a week and personalize their instruction. Unfortunately, that would require over 8 extra hours of classroom time that she just doesn't have. Now, we are going to show you how TeeRead completely takes these pains away. Let's dive in. So this is what Trini's home screen at TeeRead would look like. You can see that she can very easily know her status, what are the students that need a follow-up and need more attention, and what is happening. If Trini wants to say, hey, concerned that Tiki is really falling behind, she didn't used to need a follow-up, she can go into Tiki's profile going on. There, Trini can see exactly what are the type of mistakes that Trini has been making over the last, what are her overall metrics, the latest reports. So for example, let's go into one. On this report, Trini can see exactly what Tiki's reading level is, what are the metrics, what are the type of mistakes that is making, what are the words that student is usually struggling with, and how Tiki answered reading comprehension questions. All this information is when Trini is deciding how she's going to remediation with the student. This is the same analysis that Trini would make manually, sitting down in front of Tiki, asking her to and making all this analysis manually. Now with TeeRead, she has this information automated for her. If Trini wants to go back students, for example, she can do that by clicking here, or even incorporate and integrate her normal Google Classroom to TeeRead. So let's imagine that we are adding a student for YC. We would just put YC, press end, and once that's done, Trini is going to get an email with YC student TeeRead code. Okay, let's go and look at what happens on the student side. So let's imagine that this is a new student. So what the teacher would do is add that student's for example, here we're going to add Jane code. Now the student is going to be able to open up when the first thing that TeeRead is going to ask from the student TeeRead friend. Who is a TeeRead friend? Is a little avatar following their reading journey. The koala, Diego the dingo, and Sam the king. Once they select a TeeRead friend, they now know that they can exchange points from reading books and missions and sharing 4 different outfits for their avatars. This is extremely useful and motivates students. Believe me, we have gotten texts from parents on Sunday nights because their kids were not getting points. Once they get home, the first thing that they're going to be asked is to fluency assessment. A fluency assessment is a mission. What is they're going to be reading a story out loud. Let's fast forward. Here they can see first a little tutorial that explains what's going to happen. This is very important as our number one objective is to make sure that it's easy to use, that a 6-year-old can do it independently. So now what's going to happen? Student signs in. They are going to be shown a story and they need to read it out loud. What's happening in the background is that we are processing this audio, we are analyzing, we are determining what are the type of mistakes that's making, and we are preparing that report for Trini, the teacher. Trini would have never gotten this level of data and consistently for her students. So once a student they need to answer that are aligned to the common core. When that's finished, they get their points, and more importantly, they get leveled. Why is that important? Because now they get access to level library at their specific reading level. So all these books are within reading level, not too easy that they don't learn or too hard. So let's go into one book. Once they open, they get to read it, of course, and once they finish the book, they get to give us some feedback, whether they like the book or not. Back to Trini to see what are the type of materials that they like. On top of that, the student can then share they love with their friends. This is great, and it's one of the things that teachers really like because it does foster that sense of community and book club teachers are really looking for. Now with TeeRead's new automated reading can finally provide students with intervention. No more endless reading activities for teachers. Now they can automate the whole thing through TeeRead. But how would that look like? Students are asked to go on a new type of where they're going to be reading words aloud that are tagged in the background. What that's going to create is a series of multisensory intervention exercises for them to do. Hope you enjoyed this demo, and please follow more and get more information on how TeeRead works on www.teeread.com.